Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel and another episode of Sundazed and Confused. Number 60 we're on. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and always being here. You guys are awesome. I'm Crispy Wannabe, and I'm here with my trusty sidekick, Smart, and welcome to the Smart and Crispy Show.
Nice. Hey, we're having problems, everybody. We have Rocinante is having a hard time with his Zoom. We sent the whole invitation, but it's coming back as I think he's being blocked by a firewall or something. It tells him it's unable to connect. So we're working on it. He's in the background working on it, but I'm not sure. I can't really help him because I don't know much about computers, but I sent him the meeting ID and everything, and it's coming back. Let me see what it said there. It says unable to connect. Make sure you have connected to the internet and your connection to Zoom is not blocked by firewall or proxy. I don't know what that means, but that's what it keeps telling him. And he's trying to connect now so we can get going on.
So yeah, hopefully he will be on, and if anybody out there can help him out or knows what's up, we'd greatly appreciate it. I want to say hi to everybody in chat. All of our favorite people were here. Twisted, Weed Nerd, Rowdy, how are you doing? Collective Mary Jane, Mountain Dan, it's always nice to have you. Hydroplanes Drifter, W Digger, how are you doing? The American one is with us, Seed Person One. It's always nice to see everybody coming back every week. Small Tubes, awesome to have all you. Anova, Bry Guys Garden.
Let's give Rocinante a little bit of time to see if he can figure this out, and if he does, we'll go ahead and get it on. If not, we can open it up for some people to come and hang out and do our normal thing. And there goes Dr. MJ Coco. That was my next thing I was going to say. while we have the time, he said that he may be able to stop by later, Doc MJ, and that'll be. Oh,
okay, awesome. While he's connecting, I do want to remind everybody to tune in at 3 o'clock Pacific time.
Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Tune in to Dr. MJ Coco's YouTube channel. I'm going to post the link in chat, and you could win a light. You want to tell them about that slot?
Yes, the revamped F Mars Hydra FC 6500, and he tested it before. He's going to retest it now. I think before he didn't have the EPAR 610 meter, and I think they made some other changes to the light that are going to. We will see a difference. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say, but I don't want to give anything up. That you definitely want to see it, because I think it's going to be a good video to show us what small changes can do to a light. Even like Doc always mentions, when he hangs a light up to test it, if it's just 2 centimeters one way, it reflects on his power map. So these little changes I think are going to help. And that, I think I'm not sure, but I think they changed multiple things like power input, diode count, things like that. So it's going to be fun, and like you said, it's going to be given away right there.
Yeah. So good luck to everybody that wants to win a light. I hope you win. I'll be there trying to win. I'll be the winner just by being there, because Doc's videos are awesome, and you're going to learn something today.
We're going to fire up this blunt while Rocinante. I never realized there was 2 N's in it. I called him Rocinante forever.
Yeah, I think I have too, but
But anyhow, once he gets set up,
disrespect. Yeah.
I think that he. I'm not sure. I think it's not letting him hook up to his. I think he can hear us, but he's having a hard time connecting. Maybe. Let me go check and see. Shit.
I wanted to say hello to our friend Montana Gal. I see her in chat. Lori, how are you doing? I just wanted to, check you out. Say hello. All of our friends from Coco for Cannabis are here.
I'm trying to find the link to Dr. MJ's YouTube channel. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, I put the link up there. too. So yeah, you might win some lights today. It's always nice to be a part of that excitement that
Oh man,
that is building.
and to see the changes and what the ridiculous can do. Oh, excuse me. Ross Anate's here, but I don't know if you can hear us, buddy, but it shows that you're muted and your camera's off. I'm going to click the button that says ask to unmute. Oh, there he is. He's unmuted.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
We can hear
We
you.
sure can. It's so nice to have you back on the show.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that it's only going to be audio today. I tried to join via my phone, and I think I sent the image to Smart, but I got an error, so I'm stuck on my computer right now, and not really going to get to show anybody any of the stuff that I've got going on here. So that's kind of frustrating. Maybe I could leave and we can figure out the mobile thing.
Yeah. You know what?
Sure.
I think it is. I think it's something with your phone that's doing like a it's blocking. It's like a firewall or something, you know?
Yeah, it's one of those. I have to go into the settings and take it off. But to be honest, I'm not gonna probably be able to do that really fast here. So it's a lot of the stuff is visual, so I don't really know where to go from
Dude,
here.
it's all good, Rock. Hey, we appreciate you coming. I remember like the reason we wanted to do this, and I know we dropped this on you at the last minute. You know, it's only been I think yesterday we came up with this or the day before. So no sweat, but I definitely remember like one of the things, two things I remember distinctly. One was a pretty wild looking auto fertigation system. And the other was you had a whole bed in your garden of plants that were tagged, and it said, I forget how it was worded, but they were very sensitive to chlorine and chloramines. And I was like, damn, I always hear people saying, I don't want to use this because of that. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't remember anybody ever saying, oh, your plant's sick. That's chloramine sickness, you know, like just because it's in there. I guess they don't want to smoke it or whatever, but I've never seen a plant suffer from it until I met you. And I'm, you know, obviously wasn't a cannabis plant, but those are two of the things that I was going to like try to drill you on just because that's what I remember stuck out, you know?
Yeah, I'm not really too prepared on that. I think the chloramine deficient plant, the plants that had issues, I think those are prayer plants that we were talking about that day. But
Yeah.
it could also be orchids. To be honest, that specificity of care has kind of gone by the wayside. You know, things are getting chloramine. You know, it's just bound to happen.
Right. Exactly.
But you know, there's always a lot going on out here. I'm passing hoses around to the forestry guys. They're about to do a burn down out here. So I'm kind of in between multiple things here. But yeah, it's really unfortunate I can't get this video going. And once I pop my my video on my computer, it's gonna, you know, look straight at my face, and no one wants to see that.
Yeah. That's how mine is. It only has a one-way facing camera. No, it's no big deal, man. We can do whatever, you know. Shit.
We're just happy to have you hanging out.
Yeah. We can
Yeah.
always, if you want, we can always like try again another week. And if you want, we can do just audio for a while. We can invite our listeners on to come hang out with us. And just go that route for the day. It's no big deal. Honestly, I'm working 6 days a week and I'm having fun sitting here smoking a blunt, hanging out with my buddies. And
yeah, we use this time hanging out with all of you every week to like decompress.
Yep.
It's our therapy sort of thing. Like it's you know, they say that it's important to do self-health.
Yeah.
And you know, you got to relax, and this is our time. We just thoroughly enjoy just hanging out with
so
you
it's
guys.
your time, Ross and Ante. Whatever you want to do, man. We can sit here and bullshit. We can postpone to whatever you want to do, man.
You know, it's kind of a lot of visual stuff. But you know, I could probably just take the back seat here, try to figure out the camera or Zoom thing, or if not, I can just, you know, position my computer in such a way that you know, I can cart it around the greenhouse. So maybe maybe we'll just sit on this for a little bit and I'll figure something out.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of hard to give an interview and fix that stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else is jumping on here.
Cool. Let's well, I remember yeah, it's all good. Hey, and this is gonna be like one thing we've been wanting to do is kind of get to some of our, how do I want to say it? Some people don't always have a chance to be able to catch our shows. And I feel like they're always messaging after the fact, or like there's people that watch every week. But anyhow, so what they're gonna do is we're gonna try to get them to get a babysitter, or maybe find some time off, because some people really want to share, but they're always busy at these times. And so we've reached out to a few of the people that we had before, other than yourself, or that couldn't make it. And we look forward to the next couple Sundays. How bad having some different
guests.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited about that. And something that we had been mentioning on past shows that I think would be a cool idea is even in your case, Rocinante, we can work around this. Maybe in the future, if this doesn't work out, you can send us a video and then you can join the show and we can just talk over it
And
pause it,
Yeah.
go over
Yeah,
some
that's
things.
that's
And
probably a good idea. Oh, you don't want to.
Here comes the second Rocinante into the chat.
on.
Welcome.
yeah, well, hey,
Hold
whatever
on.
you have to do to
That's dangerous.
out. I bet
Hold
some
on a
days you
second
wish
here.
you could have another one of you to help you out with the workload, huh?
Yeah. Let's see. Now I'm connected to both. Hold
You're
on,
getting
guys.
a lot of feedback. Yeah, no, that's all right. Do what you got to do, man. Hey.
Can you say Sunday, Sunday, Sunday?
I definitely can't.
It'd be like being at the races, man. That's cool. Yeah.
We're here to have a good time, huh? No
All right, am I still here?
We've had so many technical difficulties here.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
People usually stick around, try to help us through them, but
yeah, this community.
All right, I'm sorry to cut you off. Am I still here?
Yes, you're still here.
Yes, I am.
We have no
That's good.
video if you're trying. And here, let me give you a tip. If you're worried about showing your face, we always put a little piece of tape over the forward facing camera. But if I actually had the idea that you meant there you go. He's up.
Okay, yeah, I see some, hell yeah. See, things have a way of working themselves out on this show too.
Yeah.
Because we do start out with technical difficulty, but then check us out.
They're all out. They
running.
wanted, there we go. We're on. Let me get rid of my video so you be the big dog. Boom. Let's see.
I'll pull up. Okay, I'm not going to touch anything else on my computer. It was connecting me to both of my computer and my phone at the same time. But yeah, I guess you guys can see what I'm working with here. You can see the video. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, yeah, right now we're standing in the head house. This is the teaching greenhouse. It's staffed and run explicitly by me. It's kind of it's a duty under the apprenticeship program. So they're basically paying for my college and I'm getting a stipend each month. But it's really not much. And it's about 20 hours a week is what they give me, pay for. But I work, 70-hour weeks. I work 7 days a week, twice a day, some weeks. So, but yeah, this is kind of this has been my sole control for about a year, but I've been an employee here for about 3 years. But yeah, this greenhouse was built in 1969 for the Tree Improvement Center. It was built for this project for Superior and Naples, and it's just been kind of in transition since then. We used to have a nice greenhouse on campus, but that got torn down, and this got turned into the teaching greenhouse. We had to kick the people who were living in here out, and ever since then it has kind of been the de facto teaching greenhouse for the university. And whenever I started, it was just me and my boss. And ever since then, it's just turned into just me. Well, did you have a question though?
Well, I was going to say, one of the things that jumps out to me is when you first took over this and we kind of first started this show, you came on and showed us a few things. And I got to say, it looks a lot more neater. How do I say it now? A lot more organized. And it seems like the pathways are a little clear. I don't know. Before, it seemed like when you first took it over, you were like, look what they left me. And it
Yeah.
just looks a lot cleaner, brighter, fresher, something looks
Yeah,
different.
you've done such a great job.
I appreciate it. And that's kind of been my goal. A lot of the people come here and they have like special projects. And, you know, I think the last guy before me, he did bonsai, and the person before me had some funky project. But my project has really just been the facilities and trying to get them to a place where people can use them. They're clean, they're pest free,
Yes.
and they're kind of organized. And it's taken a lot, you know, it's taken a lot of work to get there. But
Well, man,
yeah, as I'm just kind of,
I hope you
Yeah,
got
go
a
ahead.
couple minutes, because you've seen enough shows. I'm going to have a million questions here, and I'm just curious where you think where we should start at. Just looking around there, I see like filters, different shit that I kind of wanted to poke at. So
oh yeah,
I know you got a lot of different plants. Maybe you have you're the teacher here. Maybe you have a good way of walking through this.
honestly, no, I'm not a good teacher. I'm really shy. You know, I do my best with the experience I have, but you know, I'm not a confident public speaker. I'm super shy. I'm the guy who grows. You know, I'm not the guy who's going to go around and, you know, give talks about growing.
I
But
understand. You're
you
doing
know,
great.
if you guys had questions, I'll, you know, jump into it. There's a lot, you know, that we could talk about in here.
Well, let's start with
Um,
the rocks and under the tables. Is there drainage under there, or is that simply an evaporation station for underneath?
Whatever
Uh-oh.
goes into these rocks just gets drained. You know, there's about 6 inches of rock,
Okay.
and it just drains straight out. It's really low tech.
Dude.
So the fertilizer, the pesticides, you know, it all just drains out that way. Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah, that's
And
pretty cool. Is that something? I guess that goes back to later on. Okay, so you have, is there any place in this? I saw some lights over there. So there is places in here where you guys are doing supplemental lighting. I'm assuming for photoperiodism or whatever reason, longer days.
yeah, they're just going to do light supplementation. They're going to retrofit the other greenhouse, the side that we were just in. That's all going to get new lighting. We have a lot of high pressure sodium, but we're going to get all LEDs, I believe, put into that house. But no, we don't. Go ahead, Christy.
Oh, I just wanted to say, if you're looking for a discount, we posted Doc's link. I think you know how to get a hold of him. He'll hook you up with a discount for those lights that you're looking for. You don't have to pay full price, so that you can get them to save some money. That's got to be cool.
Never miss a chance.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and I'll throw my plug in there. I'm actually working for an LED company now. It's called Veloya, but I'm sort of on retainer sales agent. But so that company, I'm trying to start a relationship with and get into the company. But
What's the name of it
there's
again?
another Veloya with a
How do
V.
Okay.
Veloya, VAL.
That's
Oh,
awesome news.
Oh, this good news,
That's
man.
really awesome to hear that.
I'll have to check out their lights and see. I haven't heard of them, so we'll see. It's always fun to
Yeah,
check
it's a
out.
Finnish company.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
they do a lot of research lighting with balanced spectrum, kind of true to phenotype. I think is their sales pitch is basically that it's going to be a balanced spectrum, and we're working with a lot of research that's hopefully going to contribute to their sales effort. But yeah, check them out and reach out to their sales associate. He's also a student here. He's really good guy.
It's nice when
everybody who
it's nice when the people selling lights actually understand a light. and why theirs is different than another light, whether it be good or bad, and that's weird. I've
Yeah.
talked to a few different light reps, and it's like, you ask them a question, they're like, oh, I'll have to get with somebody because I have no idea. And I'm thinking, how are you selling a product you don't understand the basic workings of it or what you're selling? Really, you're selling usable light at a good cost, and longevity and all these things.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But anyhow, I guess let's see here.
Well, you know what?
So
We have
actually, the guy.
There you go.
So this is a book that he helped write. The guy who I'm a coworker with, who also goes to this school, he helped write this book. So check that out sometime. Get a hold of me. I can probably send someone one. But
Well, you got some good connections. We met Dr. Lemmy through you, and I've been following him, and seems like a really, really righteous dude. Very enthusiastic.
Yeah, he's a really good source of inspiration for new students. I think he's excited about the plant, and he offers like a different take than kind of the other professors we have here. Not to say that they have a bad take on things, but the
different approach.
Addressing the plant with some respect. A lot of the older professors here, they don't really want to talk about cannabis. They come from a time whenever cannabis was prohibited, and I had one tell me just flat out, that they thought that they were being looked at by the FBI for giving advice to people for cannabis, and so they flat out said they will not do it. And I laughed at it, but
these are the direct results of reefer madness in their day and age. You almost can't hold it against them, man. They were brainwashed. They were literally brainwashed because of such a small amount of media, and and they heard that all the time in school. They listened to the radio, watched a little TV, and it's unfortunate, but at least we've broken it now, right?
Well, right. And there's some people like Smart said that the brainwashed to the point where they're never going to see your side of it, and just you just can't get to them, I guess.
We got.
I don't know if we'll be able to see this. Oh yeah, go ahead with the question.
It's crazy because our friend, the American one, in the chat, is asking about, and I've asked you this many times too. It says, ask which pesticides he uses and what bad bugs he encounters. And then here you are zooming in.
That's awesome.
So this is an ant and some hard scale. And the ant is collecting the excrement. I don't know, it's kind of X-rated here. He's like,
yes, he is.
Yeah, he's getting after it. And there are ants all over this plant.
So hold on, let's stop
here. After it.
So the scale is the pest, correct?
Yeah.
And then the ant is rounding it up so he can harvest it and eat it or whatever.
Oh, he's eating the excrement. I think I don't know about the entire process here.
So he doesn't eat the whole bug.
No, he's not eating that bug. He's eating the poop. So
dude,
the plant's eating.
That is some shit. Look, babe.
That's crazy.
Look at it up close. Wow. Oh, dude.
That is pretty awesome.
Well, now I've got a lot of questions. So the scale bugs, they're bad, right? Because I've heard of those before.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this begs the question, because everybody in chat is going to wonder, what are you doing to combat your pests, man? What do you have at your disposal?
So yeah, Tal was asking what I use.
Yeah.
For this situation, hard scale. The only pests I have in the greenhouse right now that I know about are hard scale and soft scale. And the issue is they have this coating on them that makes them kind of impenetrable. You can kind of see it. They're stuck onto this thing, if it'll zoom in. But they are really plastered on there, almost like a barnacle, really. And it's hard to get them off of there.
Do we know the biocontrol animal that would take care of those?
I've done a control release of Cryptomera or something. It's the mealy bug destroyer, but it takes care of the soft scale, but it's been trying to go after this hard scale. I've seen it, and I'm not sure if it's been so effective, honestly. So I can't say for certain, but we've done a biocontrol release. I can go try and find the bottle, but it was expensive. It was $150 for a bottle of 1,000. But they're still going, you know, they're still finding mealy bugs. But what I use for this would be something called Marathon. It's a systemic. So as you can see, spraying it from the outside won't really work. So what you want to do is apply systemic. And these plants have scale. They have not had a systemic fertilizer, a systemic pesticide applied, but
So
I would
for
use something called Marathon.
anybody watching that might not know what that means, it pretty much in what the way I understand systemic means, it gets inside the plant and goes all throughout the cell tissues. And so wherever something might feed on it, boom, there's your pesticide, right? But again, if you're
Yeah.
listening on audio, these aren't cannabis plants. We are currently looking at a whole greenhouse full of different plants. This is not cannabis. He won't be smoking or eating this at all, correct?
Yeah, and that's a great point. You do not want to put a systemic on cannabis. It's gonna reside in the plant for too long. And I'm speaking from a position of ignorance. I don't know if there is a systemic for cannabis. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to apply a systemic
No.
pesticide
No.
to cannabis that I smoke.
No, I just wanted to make sure anybody listening on audio might be thinking, what the hell? Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
Yeah.
What are these ants doing?
So those
So
scale, man, I still have questions about them scale bugs. You said there's
go ahead.
there's a soft and hard scale bug.
Yeah, and the other one's going to be mealybug is the common name. I'm going to try to find some mealybug. It's not going to be hard.
When I think of mealy bugs, I think of those little ones that when you touch them, they roll up in a ball. They're gray and they roll around. What bug am I thinking of? It's like a little armadillo looking bug.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the.
Aliens know what I mean?
Yeah, the rolling.
Yeah, you pick up a
pole,
log
maybe?
and there's
I'm
like, yeah.
maybe they have mealy in the name, but I'll find. Oh, here we go. These bastards are the bane of my existence. I hate mealy bugs with a passion. They have this waxy coating on them.
Oh, that's
Even this
them right
ugly
there.
bastards.
Dude,
You can see kind of it. There we go.
They look like aliens, man.
But yeah, it's no good. And this plant, I have not applied the systemic to it, to be honest. I've wanted to kill them, but I've been requested to save them. And I told them, I said, the plant care on these is going to be, it's going to be a lot. You know, what I do, what I've already done with these is I take them outside, I spray off all the mealy bugs. And what I should do is apply the systemic at that point and repot it. But, you know, it's only that's where it comes into the labor of this, you know, that's hours and days. And sometimes, you know, I don't have that in me. And,
right. And
yeah.
it's easy for us to sit here as viewers and say, oh, he just needs this, boom, they'll eat those. But there's cost involved, there's upkeep, and, you know, and different things that this is like, as you mentioned, when you started the show, you kind of are taking care of this for 20 hours a week to help cover your cost of your education, which I wanted to say, take a minute, say, man, I've known you for like 3 or 4 years now, Rock, and you've really made leaps and bounds as in your personal life as far as your education and different things. And you're a real inspiration to a lot of people to be able to go out and get, you know, your degree and work hard at it. And you're continuing into that field and shit. And it's been wonderful to follow along, and it's cool shit, man. I appreciate you sharing with us.
That means a lot, man. And, you know, yeah, I appreciate the support from this community. And that's kind of what got me to believe in myself to do this. Is I came to Cocoa for Cannabis. I read the articles because somebody told me, they said, I'm not going to give you the recipe. I'm not going to help you out. And I looked for people who would help me out. And it turned out, you know, to start a really awesome relationship. And I kind of, you know, I got, you know, infatuated with cannabis science. And, I'd come home and I'd just be sitting at the table and I'd annoy the shit out of my roommates, anybody who would come talk to me about it. It would just be whatever I was doing. And I moved away from the city and kind of was alone. And, I decided to apply to school because, I thought, I like plants. I like cannabis. I'm going to, join this program. And I think I applied like 2 weeks before the classes started, but that's how last minute it was. And, here I am, I finished my undergraduate degree. And I'm started, this is my second semester of my master's. I would have never thought that I would have gone this path, but, I'm certainly
man.
proud of myself.
You should be. Congratulations. And it's cool that, our friend Doc MJ's in the chat there with putting up the smiley face and showing some grower love because he's listening too. And I think it's pretty cool. The different, I often say, like, hanging out there has changed me as a person, just getting to meet everybody, talking with Doc, and just the way I look at different things. It doesn't always have to be with cannabis. And we often tell people that it takes more than just big cannabis plants to get respect where I'm from. So to find out that you're able to share your knowledge and to be able to, advance yourself and say, like, I have room for growth, which we all do. And, that's cool. It's very, I don't want to say it. It makes other people excited to want to learn and shit.
Yep.
And it is weird how I'll often say, if my high school teachers could see me now, I actually go searching for this information, back to Doc, beating his ear off all the time in Skype. Hey, Doc, what's the answer to this question? And luckily he's a very patient person. So, yeah.
Well, CFC is a very great place to learn. It's comfortable there. And in a world where I see so much negative evil, it's the one place that you're going to get good vibes and a good feeling. And I need that in my life. And like Smart said, it's really changed our lives to meet all of you folks that are just, you guys are amazing people. I really mean that. And I want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
People like you, and to see you doing so good, it fills my heart, Rock. It's just, this is awesome.
Oh yeah.
You're sharing this with us. This is just,
I remember you sending pictures of your very first, I think, the first degree, I want to call it that. This shows you how uneducated I really am. But it was like a piece of paper that had your name on it. I don't know if it was a diploma or a degree or what it was. And you was like, this is just the first step. And I remember that. And I was thinking, like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he really is he's not just talking it, he's about it.
He's doing it. And we're watching your journey. And this is so freaking awesome that you let us in like that. And, I know what it's like to be shy and nervous. But hey, I feel like I'm just in a room with a bunch of my friends, and you all are so wonderful that, you're doing great, Rock. Cause I know those, hurdles that you gotta get,
Yeah. I have to go to these conventions and talk to people, and I'm glad it's about plants because I would completely have clammed up. And you look at other people at these conventions and they have the same feeling. Other plant people, they just want to talk about plants.
They're not really exactly. Has this nutrient film technique?
Yeah, this is the NFT. I planted it. I got a little heavy-handed with the basil, it seems like, so I'm trying to thin that out. Make sure there's just one per cell. But there's countless things to do in the day. One of the things I have to do is mix the nutrients today. I use this paint mixer and just whatever nutrients that I have around. This is the NFT. We grow basil and lettuce and herbs and stuff in here.
Those are rock wool cubes, right?
Yeah, these are just little rock wool cubes. Big issue in this thing is algae, since the top is open. You get the sunlight with the trough of nutrients. You get lots of algae.
Yes. Can you run maybe hydrogen peroxide? Oh, I guess that's kind of expensive, that shit's expensive.
I try to do like a drip cleaner, but that is expensive. And a lot of this stuff, I've bought myself. I bought the nutrients, it's my drill, my paint mixer, my pH down, So a lot of this stuff,
That shows
You
the
know,
love.
yeah, or just not wanting to do the paperwork. You know, I ran the greenhouse on a $0 budget last year. I'm pretty proud of that. You know, I took care of, you know, all the pests. Uh, I didn't use a lot of pesticide, and I did a lot of like cultural techniques to kind of keep this place going. But yeah, I don't want to just ramble and stuff here.
No. Hey,
I've honestly,
No,
we got a ton of
great.
questions.
Yeah,
here.
this is great.
oh
And
shoot.
I got a million questions, and they're coming from the chat too. And I'm trying to make sure our friend Seed Person one, cheers to Seed Person. Hope our upside down clones. I don't know if you saw that, Rock, but hope the upside down clones from the show the other day are doing good. But he has a question. He says, at Smart Poker, what thing in the greenhouse makes him most excited? That's a great question.
That's a great question, because like I want to know what your favorite thing about
What do you go to first?
About doing that job is your favorite. So that kind of goes hand in hand.
Oh, it's honestly hard to say, but I like propagation. That's the big thing. You know, you take a plant and you divide it, or you know, you take cuttings off of it. I like to use this mix, but it's fun. You know, you take a plant and you can make like 100 plants out of it, and then you know, I've taken all these are cuttings that I've taken, and I've been setting up the horticulture club with plants. You know, I grow them plants to sell, and that's kind of one of the things that, you know, is fun for me. Is, you know, I'll take a cactus like this guy, with a bunch of little pups, and I will break them down into these tiny, you know, terracotta pots.
Oh, cool.
I'll take like 1 or 2 cacti and make, you know, a lot. And this is going to be free plants. So I'll take the propagations and I just give them away to people for free and come in for the plant sale. But, you know, that part's probably the part that gets me excited to see stuff, you know, that I've taken from a tiny little propagation. You know, here's some bromeliads.
What are those?
These are bromeliads. They're kind of they grow on the side of trees and jungles, and they're cool. They're really cool plants. You know, they're full of water, or should be.
Oh, look at that!
Sure.
Cool. And it doesn't rot.
It doesn't. No, and actually, that's one of the things that I had to add to my plant care. Every once in a while, I have to dump these guys out and refill them, because what can happen? It's clean right now, but what can happen is they get funky. Stuff falls in there.
That's the first thing I thought of, Rock. I thought, damn, man, that thing's gonna rot. Get that water out of there. But you know, it's built.
It's built for it.
It is,
and
man.
Yeah, and so I'll take the big guys, and they'll send out the little offshoots, and I'll make, you know, these little copies, and we'll sell the big one a year from now. These will grow out, and we'll sell those too. You know, it's that part of it's fun to me. I took about like 3 or 4 Sansevieria, and I made this whole table.
Nice.
Every day. So
hey, the American one asks, what's in the clone mix soil, and would it be appropriate for cannabis?
That's what I use. It's just 50-50 perlite and vermiculite, and I use it for cuttings. It's better if you put it just at the bottom of the tray and then put your rock wool cubes on top of it. But the vermiculite seems to hold water a bit better than just putting the cubes straight on the plastic. And so instead of a full thing of this, you could just have like a thin layer. But I call it the propagation mix, and I just keep a thing of that.
Right.
And I put this under the mist, and you don't get as many like fungal issues. If you just put a block of media and mist it every few seconds, it's going to get, you know, something's going to happen. But yeah. And then I use, this is the root hormone I use.
Is that like out of butyrol acid 3 stuff or whatever?
Yeah, indole 3. But yeah, there's different rates of this. You can really mess up. You don't. You want to make sure that what you're using is kind of within the range. I do some, ornamentals with this, but it works for herbaceous. Some of the ones for more like hardwood cuttings, if you tried to put that on like a herbaceous plant like this, it's just gonna kill it.
Okay.
Too much IBA.
That's good to denote that, because I did not know that. What's that plant right there with the holes all through it?
Oh yeah, this is a plant that is not ID'd, and this is kind of something that happens here. People will bring in their house plants. I'll have no clue who did it, and they'll just sit here. And this has been
You don't
sitting
know
for
what it
about.
is?
I don't know personally what it is. Whoever brought it into the greenhouse, they didn't
There's
put
50
a label on it.
There's 56 people in chat. You think one of them knows what it is? I want to say one of them knows what it is.
If you can identify,
Let's see.
please.
Oh
Please
yeah,
do.
it's an iconic plant. I don't have the exact taxonomy for it, but you see this a lot in people's
Yeah.
like little tiny
I've seen like different.
the greenhouse cabinets.
Yeah, and I've seen different ones. Like I've seen the leaf be totally filled in, but have like some white on it, and I've seen like it almost looks like
Yeah.
climbing like an ivy vine kind of a looking thing. Yeah, there's another kind that maybe, I don't know, doesn't have the hole so bad, but that's nuts. People bring their stuff. It's like this shelter, a stray shelter for your house
For your
plant.
house plants. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, what'll happen is someone will come in here and they'll play around and they'll just leave things. So that's been the biggest problem in this greenhouse is clutter, and people will just leave these plants. They get infested, and for me, there's no economic threshold to treat them because the plant it's not mine. I'm not selling it. I'm not going to spend money treating it, and it eventually I just started throwing the plants away, and it's sad, but if you have a greenhouse that doesn't have a cycle where you're taking things out, it can become a huge issue. And actually, what just happened to our greenhouse is, last minute we were told that we cannot use these last two houses anymore, and that they're going to be used for weed science research. So I have to move every plant that was going to be grown in this house and the other house. I have to move all of that to the other facility, like to the other houses. And so I have had to, and fit everything in. So it's been a big task.
So are you excited about the weed science? And are you mean cannabis?
No, it's funny.
Yeah.
Weed science is actually they're looking at herbicides. They're looking at field weeds.
Lame.
But
no, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. I'm sure. But yeah, when you say you say weed science, I'm thinking, oh, that would be so cool. He's happy. But I was thinking, wait a minute, he wouldn't address it like that. He would say cannabis.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But weed science. I like everybody in weed science, so I can't be too mad. But the cannabis biology is kind of a slow start right now. So anybody who wants to join the program, now is a really good chance. We've got a ton of undergraduate students, but the graduate students doing the research, I think there's only 3 or 4.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunity. We just got space to do some research with some LEDs. And I'm pretty excited about that.
So are we allowed to say where you're at? I'm not sure.
Yeah. This is SIU. So I'm in at SIU, and it's one of the first programs that really has addressed cannabis. There's a cannabis certificate that you could have gotten whenever I started, but now there's an actual degree for cannabis biology. So right now I'm taking a class called cannabis production and supply chain, and I've taken cannabis law. They have cannabis biology. So there's it's kind of in its infancy. We don't really have a great spot to grow plants yet, but hopefully that changes pretty soon.
So that's Southern Illinois University for anybody who might not know what SIU is. And so my next question was going to be, because when you said you're moving all that stuff, I thought some of these plants may require different environments, obviously. So you probably have them zoned out already, and now you got to rethink all of that. And also, I wonder, I think it gets, I know Illinois can get very cold and very hot, different times of the year. I wonder how hard it is to in that facility. I see you got a lot of fans. I see heaters on the walls. It's pretty easy to control your environment there, or do you struggle?
Yeah, it's honestly, this facility is really good about it. We have a central boiler that gets circulated down to these floor pipes, and it's kind of it radiates the heat. There's kind of these pumps that whenever the thermostat tells it to kick on, it kind of cycles more hot water from the boiler through. And each room is on a separate pump, so I can set with kind of extreme granularity what happens. So these are the controllers. It's a micro grow greenhouse computer control system. But
Dude,
I can come through and set the heatings for like what time of day, and I can actually set how fast the
change
how fast
occurs.
it yeah.
No,
So
shit.
it's yeah. So
It's like a
you set
sunrise
this.
and sunset feature, but for your environment instead of your light, you can kind of set that up where it kind of goes from cool, warms up slowly. Is that something?
Yeah, well, it detects the temperature change and how fast it needs to change it. For research, it's really precise. You want it to fix that really quick. If it's not as precise, you can give it a little bit of time.
See,
So I have different stages. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was gonna say one of my thoughts was if it changed too fast, if it's that how do I say, if it's that hardcore of a system that it can like change that room quick, you might get like a lot of condensation really fast or something. Then it has to work over time. So it might be helpful to change it. But I like what you're saying, man. It has to be precise. The only way, isn't that one of the things about science research, is it has to be repeatable?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can run reports from this. I don't like to use the temperature reports from this because they only give you kind of a snapshot. I like to use a sensor that
you can see a graph. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the graph and export it. But this is a really cool system. You can put what you want on here for the different stages. We have like fan and pad cooling systems that the water drips down, the air gets pulled across by the exhaust fans, and the act of the water evaporating, it's taking heat out of the air. So that's one way that we can cool it. We have ridge vents up there that are kind of tied into the system, and basically just air circulation and how much the fans are working. But yeah, and it will go in stages. Like it might turn on the fans, and it might add the cooling, the fan and pad cooling system. Then it might open the vent. So it's interesting how much you can control these.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, man. It's nice. Well, I guess that you have to have that, like you said, but I'll be curious to see how you finagle all those different plants into essentially half space that you did have,
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to sell a lot of plants so that we don't have that issue. But
and you also would have to have, if they're going to be testing like pesticides or whatever in the other houses, you really have to have separation there as far as having any kind of draft overspill into your growing space,
Yeah. This is there's also another facility close by called the Horticulture Research Center. And that just happened and terminated one of the grad students' projects because somebody brought their stuff in there and it drifted and they got pesticide or herbicide damage, and their study was gone. Try again next year.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's exactly. Man, that would be heartbreaking, to lose that. And I guess what you could do, I don't know how, I guess maybe it's not feasible, but you could almost put one in negative pressure, like theirs exhausting out, and put yours in positive pressure. So even if there was a leak, it would never get in, but I don't know how that affects. I don't do well with changing environments. It's hard enough to keep a little tent going for me. I could just imagine what you deal with. You got trees growing in there. What's that tree there? It looks like a bunch of little sticks growing as a bark to your left.
Right there.
in the big pot, in that big pot right to the left.
Oh,
Yeah, right
this?
there. Looks like a bunch of little bamboo shoots all wrap into one. That's pretty. What is that?
Yeah, I think it was a ficus of some sort. But this thing is a pain in the ass. It grows, it gets overgrown, and then I have to come in and cut it down and shape it. So whenever you're shaping them, you don't want to make these heading cuts, and you get these really gross profusion. You kind of have to come through and thin them out in a certain way, and it just becomes a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not much of an arborist or an ornamental tree guy, but I've kind of had to be lately. We had this fiddle leaf fig over here. It was trying to punch out the glass panes. You can kind of still see the remnants of part of it stuck up there. But this thing was just growing too much, and
Wow.
it almost broke out one of the panes. So I had to come through and reshape it.
Yeah. Hey, there, I wanted to say our friend Brian 4:20 p.m. in the chat. Cheers, Brian. He said that plant with the holes in it, man, that we saw earlier is either a
Oh, nice.
it's either a Monstera obliquator or a Monstera Andersoni.
Yeah,
I don't know, but you can
that
check it
sounds.
out.
I know it's a monstera of some sort. I didn't know if it was like the Delicose, something about the really thin, small leaves. But
What else? They said
yeah, cool.
the obliqua are paper thin and will be more whole than leaf and slightly wavy edges. Absoni or Adansoni usually more leaf than whole and straight edges. So, I'm just making conversation. I thought it was pretty cool that they took the time to look that up. Appreciate that.
Yeah, nice. I'll finish up the research and write that on a card.
Get it into the
Yeah.
plant cell, maybe, huh? Depending on the fast one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna propagate it. Whoever left it here, they're gonna come back and find it cut to pieces. But I'm probably gonna. That's what I'm gonna do today is chop it up and make 6 or 7 of them, hopefully. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I hate to just wander around and ramble at you guys. I've been
Sure.
kind of sick lately, so I'm low on energy.
Okay.
But
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, being sick and all and shy. And I know how that is, and sharing what you're doing. This has been
and letting us
great,
grill you.
yeah. And I hope you don't feel like we have grilled you.
no, definitely not.
Dude, there's 60 people here. They've had a blast too. We are coming down to the end of the first hour. And we always try to make sure to stress this next part in a fashion that people really feel that it's from the heart. You can stay around as long as you want, man, and we can do this for a whole nother hour. I'm having a blast. I got another big one, buckhorn rolled up here. My wife just brought fresh coffee. You can go if you need to, because we never really pinned out a time for you, and we do appreciate your time. Or we can do, whatever. We can bring other people on and open the show up, and they can ask you questions on their self and kind of maybe take some of the pressure off of you if you feel like you might be rambling. I often ramble, and sometimes I just figure, what can you do, man? We're passionate. That's the passion that you have. Look, live clone.
This is so awesome. I love this kind of content. Just doing it right there.
They're calling your greenhouse the dream house in chat. So they said they hope you feel better, and they think that's
awesome.
a cool plant, man.
Yeah, a lot of love comes from the chat. A lot of love.
Yeah, I can't really see the chat, but I'm usually a participant, and I really appreciate all the positivity. But yeah, thanks again, guys. And I think what I'll do is I'll just pop off of here and maybe just shut down the video and mute myself while I work here. And I'll just kind of be in the background. But thanks again for being so accommodating and welcoming. I can't really see myself coming on a different show, and doing this, but you guys make it, easy and welcoming. So thanks.
Oh, Dude, I'm
You
sitting here
know,
thinking like, when
that's-
can we schedule the next one? I want to see some of these plants grow up. I want to see when they move. I'm sitting here thinking, when we can get him again. So
You are welcome back anytime. And you know what? That makes us feel really good that you feel comfortable, because that's what we want. You know, we want everybody to feel welcome and comfortable. You got to put that love out there.
yeah,
We're in
man.
this, we're all in this together too.
Yep. Yeah, it's about
We gotta
spreading knowledge. Collaboration is
Yeah.
one of our best tools in the farmer's toolbox. And I think if I'll probably never grow one of these plants with holes in it, but I'll be damned I sure as hell love talking about it, seeing them propagated and everything else. It just goes hand in hand. It's a common thread,
Yeah. And it just goes back to like the warm welcome and feelings that Cocoa for Cannabis and Dr. MJ Coco bestowed on us when we arrived. And it's just, we like to keep that going.
Yep. And we want to tell everybody in the chat, when we shut it down and open, we're going to post a link, and we hope everybody will join us. We want to give Rock, I know he doesn't feel good and he's got some work to do. And a lot of your work probably seems unappreciated, man. I know you said they take care of you for so much of it, but you're putting in 70 hours and getting credit for 20 as far as that goes. And, let's make sure we don't just let that swing by the wayside. That the amount of labor that you're putting in is not lost on us, nor is it lost on the people in the chat, because they're gardeners and farmers too. So definitely give yourself a pat on the back, man. And I hope that karma is watching and that this all comes back onto you tenfold, my friend.
Oh, it definitely has. The opportunities that going to school has afforded me, and I'm sure everybody else here who's gone to get an education in horticulture, it's definitely it heals your soul. It's definitely good karma. Plants are good karma, and go out and work in a garden and you'll feel better.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes my plants make me feel better, for sure.
And there's always this education is one thing that no one can take away from you. So you should try to get as much as you can, right? If that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Your curiosity runs wild, man, and it makes you wonder why. That's the big question. That's the question of life, right? Why? So I apply it to these plants, and why does this happen when I do this? How are those plants able to pull roots right out of a regular part of their stem? Like what changes and shit? So these are all questions that I try to dig at, and it kind of fuels our passion to want to get people like you here and Doc and all these other educated folks that hang out in our chat to help enlighten us and figure it out. And when you come to a realization, you get that eureka moment on, why some things happen. It feels good. You're kind of proud of yourself, and you feel like, oh, I really understand more now. And it makes you a better grower. And I say a lot of times that, we learn stuff that we might never apply, but it sure is cool to understand the full picture of how things work in your garden and why they're doing what they do. And
Oh, exactly. Especially like, when those problems that, they arise, and, to better deal with them.
Yeah. But
Or at least have an understanding of what not to do to exacerbate the situation.
Rock, one last thing. I wanted to say we'll have to get those books. We'll have to get the titles of those books off of you, and maybe if you're cool with it, I'll throw them in the description, because I think good literature sometimes hard to find, and people could even probably find those books online if I'm not correct, because I think I have some books here. I just never have time to read them. If I could listen to them at work, no doubt.
Yeah, and this is kind of the plant propagation Bible. It's the Hartman and Kester plant propagation. That's what I would go with if you're interested in taking cuttings and things like that I was talking about. That's it's been a really good resource. The other one is a Ball Red Book, and that just kind of talks about the structures of greenhouses, and it'll just kind of get you introduced to that topic. Let me see there. I think there's one more. Oh yeah, with the Ball Red Book, they also have the crop production guide, and it's kind of like a recipe, kind of like Cocoa for Cannabis gives us a recipe for cannabis. It gives you a recipe for the marigolds and anything. So those would be the ones that I would suggest if we're looking to get into greenhouse or propagation. But anyway, here I go, marching on past the hour, still rambling. I'm going to take a seat, and I'll be here, but in the background.
All right.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you, Rock. I will be
Well,
right back
yeah.
myself.
We're gonna be getting that link up to you shortly and get our plants up there on the screen. And yeah, that's our New Year's Grow Challenge. And we just flipped that just a few days ago. We're still in transition newts. You can see that you know, they were stunted early on, so they're small, but you know, they're doing pretty well. We're glad with the turnaround. The plants in the back, you know, I treated them so poorly for such a long time. I just thought they could just take all the abuse, and obviously you can see one, she's not happy. I can't seem to bring her around. I flushed her today, so we'll see. I feel like I'm flushing all the salts and the newts out, so we're going to see.
She was running
What-
off 4 times her inflow a couple, a week ago or something. So
Yeah,
she'll slowly come back, but
and there's a number of things that could be wrong, and so we'll try a couple of different things.
here comes the link. Anybody wants to hang out? Rock's still here in the background, and which is cool. And someone might, because I might have missed a question or something. So if he gets a minute, they might want to ask. And I see people, make sure you share your links. So somebody was mentioning before something, and then they shared the link, which I like, because it was, you could go check out the houseplant.com or whatever that was on your own. And
Yeah,
they have that thing now on phones, right, babe? You could take a picture of a plant and it's an automatic identifier or something.
oh
but
yeah,
I don't think it's very accurate all the time. I just don't know why. I don't know if someone told me that or what, but you could definitely get that out. It might be a pay app too. And who wants to pay for just one? I'm
right.
not sure how it works, but
I mean, you know, if you're into that, it might be something fun. If you spend a lot of time in the woods,
it
different
won't pin the
places.
link, man. It keeps taking.
Yeah, it's there. The link is open.
Okay. Yep. There we go.
You know, 71DPO is joining us, and what I want to share a link that he gave us the last time he was on, and it was for the mushroom kit at Daga Gardens. And you know, I'm such a procrastinator, but that is on my to-do list, is get a kit and go back and watch those programs. So yeah, give them a follow on YouTube so that you can watch them on the Future Cannabis Project. And maybe we have all of our friends rolling in. I am so freaking happy. This is awesome. We have Art Man, and we have the LED growers, person one. This is freaking cool. Now it's a party, guys.
That's right.
Woo-hoo.
Here's everybody. Do I got audio coming in okay?
Yep.
Yeah, loud and
All
clear.
right, cool. I'm over at my buddy's place. He has a little bit larger of an operation than I do, so I thought I'd be able to share. We just harvested, and I'll show you his room and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That is
A
awesome.
little bit bigger than us average home growers and stuff, but this is his residence, so it is a home grow. This is his little, reservoir area.
Hey, can we get you to turn your phone sideways, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Apologize about that. There we go.
No, you're good.
So here's the room that we just took down. So
Oh yeah, that's a nice space, man.
as you can see, there's 12 lights in here, and each one of these holds a 7-gallon bucket. These are FluoroFlex emitters, and they feed for him.
From the window to the wall, man.
Yeah. He sold his LLC a couple years ago, and has been doing this. So this is site number 1. We got 2 other sites up, and they're allowing me to help out on their expansions and stuff. And so I'll be getting a site for me to run here in the next 4 months. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I'll take you to what we just took down and show you the fruits of the labor. Before we do that, let's see. Here's the bedroom real quick.
Does he monocrop? Oh, there you go.
No, several different cultivars. This banana punch. We got truffle cake, lots of truffle cakes that's super dope. We got white truffle cake, OG Deluxe, Pablo's Revenge, Slurricane,
Now,
Pink Zittles.
these are all clones.
Yes.
Nice. I'm assuming there's a mother room maybe, or is they buying clones?
Yeah, purchase clones.
Gotcha.
And then, we got a little circle of people we mess with and see it. As you
Right
see, the
on.
lights are on a mover,
Hell yeah.
so you don't have to use 2 lights in here, which is pretty cool. One moment while I turn on this light. Once I figure out how. But here's
Wow.
just trying to figure out how to turn on this light real quick.
Oh, they got the old construction tent, or the construction
Yeah.
tent. Yeah.
What a great idea. I like when, there's other uses for that kind of stuff. I see they put it to very good use.
That is good. Yeah, that looks nice and frosty. Hell
Okay,
yeah.
So these are 2 big ones all the way back.
Now, is that a controlled room? I'm assuming they have some environmental controls out the ass.
Yeah. We got dehumidifiers and such. I gotta figure out how to turn on this light so I can show you the dankness of it. But yeah, I'm actually heading to the hash lab today, and I'm gonna be watching a couple of my phenos, the ones I had showed you last time.
Oh,
And,
making some hash, man. That's always fun. A lot of work, depending on, I guess, you might have.
yeah,
better
it will be
setup.
for sure.
It's always
Maybe-
work, but it's fun, man. To smell that fresh, cold.
It's the smells are like worth it,
Yeah.
the work. But it's easy, or for 2 people to split the work, then I couldn't imagine doing it by myself. I wouldn't want to.
Well, he's going to
It'd be
the hash
fun.
lab. I'm thinking
I'm
they
thinking
have like
there's-
a.
Yeah, you can make it, you can turn that kind of thing into a party.
That's it.
Yeah,
Be-
they definitely have. There's a couple of people that all make it happen. And well, I apologize. I don't know exactly how to turn on this contraption of a light he has, but
We got to see that. That's a lot of buds hanging up there, and I could even see in the dark there. Here, let me put you back on the big screen, guy. My
yeah,
bad.
they're,
I'm on show self view or something here. There we go. Hell yeah. Now, how long have those been hanging? They're fresh, huh?
we just cut this down last night.
Okay. You got a harvest potential there, or a harvest benchmark or anything that you're looking at?
Well, we're hoping anywhere from 25 to 30.
How many square feet?
That I'm not exactly sure, to tell you the truth. I don't know the exact.
I got you.
Came in
I'm
here
always
not-
curious. I'm always curious.
I will find that out for you because he does crunch all his numbers. They're very
Nice.
important to him.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
and sometimes we're better than others, but I'm always curious to see like what other people's goals are for per square foot and what they're actually attaining on a regular basis. And it's not, it's just for the fact that because I often wonder if our numbers are good. And then when you scale up and down, there's a big differences. So you almost can't really compare, but it's nice to know, And I'm always curious.
I mean, you got every rip, you got to take all these apart, clean them all, and
Oh
you got
yeah.
to get rid of all the. And me being like a regenerative person, like throwing away all that cocoa, I'm just like, what?
Oh yeah.
It's not my place, So
his turnover rate will be much faster though. His veg will be quicker. And if you're doing it full.
Oh yeah. That thing's gonna be filled within the next week and a half and ready to rock. We got this next site coming down in another week. So
Yep. And that's what it is. If it's a for-profit enterprise going on, you have to pretty much, it behooves you to go that route. I honestly don't think it's an inferior method of growing, in my personal opinion, as far as like terpenes and all that. But a lot of people don't. And cocoa is pretty much a byproduct, really, of other processes. So it's not like it's a non-renewable sort of like Pete, or anything, but I get what you're saying. It is a lot of turnover. You have to bring in a lot of material and you have to take out a lot of material. Nice thing about it is very compostable.
Yeah, see, that's my thing. I'm like, all right, well, that's where I'm coming in. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to figure out a way where I can take this to somebody to where we can get it started composting.
Compost.
Because,
oh man, it's
great. I
great.
mean, myself, you know what I mean? I like composting and utilizing all that kind of stuff. So I'll just find an area where I can start turning it in,
Only thing
maybe find some restaurants to be able to collect their waste and stuff like that. And
some kind of regenerative shit. Hell yeah. I think I forgot to say hello to the LED grower. Finally got his microphone working, and Rowdy 420 also joined us there during the Bud Watch.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cheers and love, everybody.
Hello.
I'm loving all
How's everybody?
Oh, we're doing awesome.
Good deal. Good deal.
Chiba, man.
Hey, buddy.
LED, I see you got yourself. You're weaving. You're still weaving into the basket there, huh?
Yeah, I just laid it down last night.
Okay, I remember your last time. I think you said it was your first.
Yeah, this one here. That plant is finished. This is my second. This is the second trellis netting here. This is the second plant that I'll be trellising.
Ah, shit.
Chiba man, he's joined the show, as you can hear.
Trying to turn the camera. I can't flip the camera.
It should be a circle button with an arrow. You know.
Looking for the fucker.
Hey, LED, you like that net grow last time, I presume, since you're running it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to running it, to be honest. So I'm just trying to get used to running it. But I've done a better job with this one by letting it grow up and then just opening it out as it grow up instead of laying them down and then letting them turn back up.
Yep.
So I'm getting a little better with it.
I need it.
It looks great. What strain is that, man?
This is another strain by this is a sour grape rock candy by Welcome to the Grow Tent.
Oh, okay. Sour grape rock candy. Boy, that sounds good. That sounds like a cross of like a New England rock candy. Well, it looks very healthy, LED.
Looking good.
I sure appreciate it. Well, to be honest, I've been growing this plant here up under the grower's choice that I got from Indoor Promised Land. And to be honest, the CMH like that I've been growing with this plant here, I like it better than I do my LEDs.
Cool. Good deal, man.
Yeah, I like the CMH. I think I like the CMH better than I do LEDs.
It can sometimes help out with your environment, man. They give off a little more heat, it seems like, and just if you found something that's dialing in for you, then that feels good. That really sits well with you.
I like the way it veggies out of plant. I hadn't really flowered one. This is gonna be the first full grow up this light since I've got it. So I'm gonna see how it flowers out too. So
right on.
I'm enjoying it so far.
It looks really good, man. I wanted to tell everybody we have a nice little lineup here. I want to go ahead and make sure I get to everybody, and then we'll come back around again. That way nobody gets cut off. So
okay.
Left out. But no, you're good. I didn't want anyone to think I was rushing them. Here comes
you're good. You okay? Go ahead.
Sweet.
Next up, we'll go over to it's changing on me here. Chiba man, I know you how you doing?
What's happening? I'm chilling. Oh, turn back sideways. I'm doing good.
We put you on the big screen, man.
Hey, yes. Look at the overgrown tent.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm getting ready to transplant and do everything. This is my gauge of how high everything was. The canopy was like this yesterday. And now it's down to here. This was yesterday. And now I'm dropped. So I definitely got to get this out of here. Got my light up.
Oh, you finished making your light. Yeah.
Well, I ran out of money, so I had to do a little DIY jerry rig to prop it up. But I got my driver here. I got to hook up the wires and whatnot. But we're ready. But I got to get these babies out of here, plant it before I even get this light wired up yet, because this guy come out here now.
They're not
I mean,
on
I'm
the
busting out
schedule,
in
are
the
they?
tent.
They're
It is
growing
like,
fast, man.
it's like crazy. Crazy.
Look at that, babe.
That is,
Remember
that's,
how
yeah, that's something, the transformation, to watch that
Yeah, this is the,
from week to
Whoop.
week.
that's the Bruce banner crossed with the cheesequake.
right on.
Nice.
It's come back.
Gorgeous.
with vengeance.
Thing is gorgeous. That one back there is the Kylo Ren with from Twisted Roots.
Crammed.
And Jesus shit, I just fed this thing, what, 3 days ago? Shit. I
How's
gotta
your
feed
hempy?
this again today.
How's them hempy buckets, those hempy pots doing? They look all right. That one
They
there.
are doing great. This is the little mini one. Like that. That's what I'm doing over here, getting ready to transition them.
Oh, check you out. Big pot up day.
Yeah, this big part up there because these should have been flipped last week, but I had light problems and boom, boom, boom. I'm just gonna transplant these, and I probably won't have to flip them to next week because they got to acclimate to the new pot and
Yep.
the new light within at least 5-7 days,
Yep.
and then I'll flip it. But doing fantastic. I mean, if I get all the little hempies out of there, the big hempy is 3/4. It's like half size of the tent. When I get everything out, all the two DWCs and the other 4 hempies I'm gonna put out. And I'm gonna leave the big hempy in here under this 240 light and just let it have the tent.
Right on,
That's
man.
the plan. That is the plan. But yeah,
I'm
I
glad
was gonna try to pot
I'm glad
these up while I was on the show with you guys, but I got so much work, this light work. I'm still getting all my wires together for this light because I didn't have any wires. So I had to go and strip a freaking extension cord just so I can have the wires to run from my DC to my drivers.
Oh man, I'm glad you understand electricity, Chi, because
Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I got it.
I was scared the shit out of me, man.
Dr. MJ is on. I want him to see my little DIY 640.
Who do you want to see it?
MJ.
Oh, Doc MJ. He was in the chat. He might have.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still there or not. But yeah, I gotta run my main thing is I almost forgot. I gotta ground the light. So I gotta run a ground wire to the light itself as well.
Okay.
So that's my green wire over here. That's what I was doing. I just stripped an extension cord, so I got plenty. Green, white, and red, so I'm ready. So I'll get that set up once I get these all potted and watered.
We can't wait to see it. Hey, the American one's giving you the thumbs up, and as everybody else is too.
Oh,
saying,
thank you guys. Oh yeah,
And
Tao, I'm
and-
loving it.
And Doc
Loving
is
it.
here. I wanted to let you know he is looking at your plants, so he's here.
and he saw your homemade light.
Okay, cool. Excellent. I'm gonna have her up and running. I built that. That's extruded aluminum.
Okay.
Right now, I got the idea from Green Jeans Gardens a couple years ago when he was making his PLC lights, and I said, well, I can use the same process or the same thing with my quantum boards, and then boom, here we are.
There you go. I
That's
love that
it.
you're making use of them, man. You want to keep
Heck
growing,
yeah.
like you said. The money's not there to be buying a new one, so you're repurposing what you got.
Repurpose. Oh, they got a brand new 8-bar and 6-bar, like $420, $450, using the Letter Star LEDs, the ones that Dr. MJ was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a couple of companies. I can't recall what they are, but the prices are phenomenal. I just can't afford it. I got to make use of what I got. Even $420, I can't afford
Well, you know what? It just so happens that today may be your lucky day, because if you tune in to the Dr. MJ Coco YouTube channel at 3:00, you could win a light.
it. That'd be great.
So,
I need
you
I need
know-
to win some more electricity. That's the deal. It's not the light.
It's a big premiere,
Jeez.
and I hope to see you over there, because I'll be
Oh,
rooting
yeah,
for you
I'll
for
be
sure.
there. I'll be there. I don't go to work till 7. I'm up all day getting this squared
Sweet.
away. And
Wouldn't that
getting
make
this
your
done.
workday be so much nicer if you want a light right before?
A 700 watt FC
I
65.
won a what is it? The Grow Boss pH meter Indoor Promise Land a couple of weeks ago, and I got that last week. I
Awesome.
usually win all the time. If I enter, I usually win. That's why I try not to enter all the time. I'm lucky like that.
Like you said, it's the electricity goes hand in hand with the bigger lights and bigger spaces.
Oh yeah.
you
Oh
know?
yeah. This is gonna be a 640. It's gonna have 640, 320 drivers. I'm gonna run them low until I get the other pair of quantum boards set up. Then I'll probably run it at about 600 maybe or something like that. But right now, this 240 is not even running at 240. I'm running it.
Now you're gonna put
You're running that at about maybe 175.
Okay. Are you gonna put photo period plants out there or auto?
Everything's photo.
What's that?
All mine are photo periods. No autos yet.
Damn,
I got
you
some
got a
auto
big
seeds.
space.
I'm gonna try it next time.
You got a big space that you can darken then, man. And that's sweet. That was always our problem. Shit would leak around the door and all different places. And it was
yeah.
like, son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
It was a nightmare. We couldn't seal it off.
I hear you.
It was nice to grow autos. I forever will hold a special place in my heart for the auto flower. I'll never hate on it.
They get big, man. Absolutely outgrow
No,
the space.
get
Yeah.
upset with a few if they don't like get correct right away because you're working on a time clock, and if you screw up early, it can be detrimental. But
Right.
they're fun. They're fun. When I was a brand new grower and didn't know what I know now, they were fun too. They let me learn on them without
Yeah.
Right.
letting me.
All right, let me
harvest.
get down here and get back on this light and stuff and start on my potting and stuff. I'll be in chat.
All right, man.
Awesome. That's thank you for coming on. It's
No problem.
awesome.
All right, guys.
Who's up next?
All right.
Rowdy, seed person. You know what? Hold on a second here. LED grower has a whole new one. We got to go back to him real quick. Give me 1 second. I feel like I'm out of cut.
We will have time for everybody.
We got time
too,
for everybody.
you know.
We got plenty of time.
We have yeah.
LED, we cut you off at the knees. We didn't get to see this other side here.
Yeah, this is my auto grow here. These I got 4 dos. Those 2 back there in the back are dos. They say not to top them, but both of those been topped, as you can see, and they are autos.
Yeah, they don't. Some people have a misconception, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, they definitely could be topped. We always recommend potting up autos
Yeah.
and topping them, depending on what your goal is. And some people.
Yeah, I just tried growing them in bigger pots. I believe I still could have got the same growth in 1 gallons. So really, honestly, to be honest, I guess for me, growing autos, I never had a problem growing them, but they don't really get that big for me. I can get them maybe about 2.5, maybe 3 feet sometimes, depending on the strain. Like this auto match right here, I grew this one last year, and it got up to right around about 4.5, 5 feet. So I'm gonna wait and let it grow out some more. And right before it shows me the pistils, right before it flower, is when I do the topping. And usually it bushes out pretty good. But I think I can run 2 gallons and be fine with my autos. 3 gallons, I don't think. And I think most people that does autos, and the reason why they get so big is because they run cocoa.
Yeah.
In the fabric pots and bigger pots. So that's why they get so big. But as most of y'all know, I just run regular soil. I don't run cocoa. So mine gonna always probably stay short and squat.
Yeah, but like
Till I can get.
those look perfectly healthy, man. There's not a burnt tip in the house. They're perfwatered healthy.
Oh no, they green all the way around. I mean, like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
haven't been overwatered. The leaves are nice and flat. You can tell they haven't been overwatered. It just, I mean,
Hey,
but
they fit-
I'm good with it. I'm good with the size because
Hey,
I'm a
they-
small grower. And then where I'm at is really not legal, so I don't really need to get them huge and big and go to spelling up my neighborhood because my houses are really close. So, like, I'm good with it. I mean, ain't nobody but me and my lady, so I'm not trying to impress nobody with no huge plants. As long as I can get me but I usually get like 1.5 ounces, close to 2 ounces sometimes, depending on the strain. So I'm happy with it.
Hey, they fit in your space good. And
Well, yeah, this is my little. This is going to be my other grow room here once I open it up. But
got
it's
you.
all wooden floors. Yeah, this whole house is wooden floors all the way through it. It's as you can
That's
see, it's
beautiful,
natural
man.
wood. That's
That's
that's that's
beautiful.
that's not cheap wood, right? That's natural wood,
Oh
walls
yeah.
and all.
Yeah, that's
So
good. That's nice to see that. That's beautiful stuff. And it's rare to see that people keep that around anymore, but that's beautiful. And you know what, like you said, and we said it earlier, LED, it takes more than just big plants, and success is relative, you're doing
yeah,
exactly what
I'm
you want to
I'm gonna
do.
show you. I
Yeah.
got some more. I'm gonna show y'all some more real quick. Go back
You
in my
got a
room.
beautiful home, man. Those floors are
Oh, thank
wonderful. There you go. You
those
got
right.
a little one.
Oh yeah, this is my little closet, grow. But those are 3 autos. Those are critical jacks right there.
Ah, what's in the
Then
dome?
I got me some clone. Those 3 clones there came off the plant in the big tent.
What's that thing called? A super sprouter.
Yeah, I paid $30 for them.
Dude, I like that, man. The light's built right on there, and shit, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to look into that.
I remember Crispy said that she wanted to see. That's a little Maxi Sun 100. That's the PB 1000, the newer version. That's the
Yep.
100-watt light that I got that up under.
Nice.
That's exactly
Nice.
what she wants to grow our spring autoflower challenge under the 100-watt light that we have, and see how it does,
Well, this is what I've been using for the last. Well, I got this one, and then I got the older version in the other room that you just seen, which it actually get up to like 145 watts. But this one is only 100. But I've been using this light for 2 years, and I always start my seedlings out with it. I start them out in my dome right here. Then once they pop a grow, I put them up in here, and I usually run it around about 30% for about the first 2 weeks. It's right at 60% now, and it's like 24 inches. So just to give you an
Okay.
idea how it runs. But it's a good light.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
most people that saw my channels, I had my PB 1000, the one this one right here. This is the one I had in that tent, and I had 2 plants. Most of on my grow channel, I had 2 plants up under that light, and that's why IP Indoor Promised Land sent me to do a grower's choice light, because I ran that light right at 100 watts. And if you've seen the plants, a lot of people actually, man, you say, man, you did really good running 2 plants on 100 watts.
Right. No, you're doing great. I think everything looks good to me, and you're right. The amount of biomass per watt is yeah, it's doing good. And you're in open spaces without a lot of reflectivity here, and that's big. I think people often underestimate how much is lost in reflectiveness when it's overspill versus just reflective losses from bounce back. And but yeah, you got your place figured out, you got your style figured out, and we always say, LED, it takes more than just big plants to get respect. And what it is you're growing exactly in the style you like. You come on here, you share your knowledge, your failures, your successes, and you let us get a peek inside your personal space in your garden there, and that comes with the tag of big respect. And we love you for it, buddy.
Definitely. Well put,
Love
Scott.
y'all, love y'all the same way. Love y'all the same way. Glad I can just show off my grows. I done got a lot better with it. I have a lot more patience with it. So I'm comfortable about coming on here showing my plants now. So
it's
good
a journey,
with it.
man. We're all doing it together. Well, we're all just at different points of that journey at the same time. We got the new growers, the 20-year growers, the in-betweeners, and we just that's the whole point of it, is to get together and check things out. But you're right, buddy. Let's we got a couple more people here. Maybe we can jump over and check out and see what's shaking over on this other screen. Oh, look at that. Big buds all around.
Oh,
Who wants to go
my.
next?
Me.
Who's me? Here we go.
That
That's
was
Rowdy.
Rowdy.
That's Rowdy.
Rowdy.
Yeah, that's nice. Thanks.
We'll hit
Hey,
I.
buddy.
Look
Thank
at
you.
I there too. We'll get over to him right after this. Iceni. Let's see. Oh man, there's a lot of
We're
big.
gonna spotlight. Yeah, those are big, chunky buds, and they're so beautiful.
Look at that. They look.
Yeah, it's week 8 and they're out. I've already trimmed. This is what I do right before I harvest. I go through and I trim off all the fan leaves that I can that have like no trichomes on it. And then I chop the plant and hang it whole.
but it's looking pretty good.
It does look like it's ready. I got my face like 2
I know.
inches from the screen here, trying to get a better view. Oh, I see a lot of frost there. Glistening. Nice.
You were doing so, that is beautiful.
It is. You got them all pulled out. Look at that. That's a frosty one.
Very frosty. For
Big
sure.
Bruce. Them and
Big
those.
Bruce. How was it to grow? We watched it come up. Was it tough?
It was kicking ass until I tried to kill it because I suck at growing. When I did that pH thing, it like stopped it for a minute. I think it would have grown a lot bigger if I hadn't done that because it was
Yeah.
on track to get huge, like my Amy Aces did.
Right. Hey, if
But
you're
I
gonna
wouldn't-
be, at least you're being honest with yourself. I mean, they look beautiful from our point, but you watch them every day, and you would know if there was maybe a stunt in them, or you feel like you could do better. I often got the same notion. What's with the Nomi there?
Oh, that's my buddy I've had for like a year and a half, 2 years now.
Nice.
Oh, cool. He's cool.
That looks, yeah, that is cool. You got your 10 all cleaned up and ready to are you putting those back in, or are they done?
I'm about to cut these and hang them in here. I wanted to clean it a bit. That's why I like cleaned up the tables. They used to look really gunky. And when I hang it in there, turn off the light, have those two drying in there. And then this will probably be next to run. This
What are we-
is hold on, let me put it in light. This is a Black Line Reserve.
Oh yeah, that's the cut. You get that thing's come up pretty
Nice.
good. It had a little
Yeah, I
bit.
started treating it good. That's why I was treating it. I was trying to keep it slow growing, and so I was basically abusing it, because I didn't want it to grow fast.
I can relate. Like,
It's
But now
purpose.
I do.
yeah, I mean, I beat my plan up, and now like I can't be surprised when it's looking not so good. And I was like
Yeah, but
asking for it.
They bounce back. It just takes a bit.
Yeah.
Like this one, I used to be treating it bad too.
It's
Uh-oh.
purpose driven abuse is different to kind of slow them down. I think there's probably a better word for it, but it sounds bad when we say that, but you're kind of just holding them back because of space or whatever.
Suspended animation.
Trying to. Sometimes they go.
I hope it's not going into flower. Do you think it's going into flower?
Wow, it shouldn't be, right? It's a Black Line Reserve. It's not an auto.
It's
but-
Professor Berry. This one is.
Oh, I see. It does look like a
And
tuft on the left-hand side, right about right where the first split is over there on your left. Oh yeah, I see those ones too. How old is it? How long you been vegging it for?
it's a clone, but I've kind of been moving it in and out of this flower tent as I was flowering, but I'd take it out when lights were going out. I would remove it and
Well-
put it in low light, but maybe it was too low a light. I don't know.
Well, I don't think low light would flower it. And it's no light,
Right, that's what I thought. And I had this little what's that called? That light propagation light T5 type,
Yeah, the
Right.
T5, yeah, compact
and
fluorescent.
then
Yeah.
and then the plant was just sitting like right here, catching that light. It wasn't a lot, but it should have kept it from flowering, right?
Yeah, I would think
That's
so.
what I would assume.
I
So
never-
maybe it's just showing maturity. Maybe it's not flowering. Maybe it's just showing pistil from maturity.
Hey, let's ask the chat what they think. There's 60 people here, and there's some real very knowledgeable growers here on the panel as well. Let's see what they think. Some of them run a lot more plants than I have. You guys see those pistils?
Were they pistols?
Oh yeah,
Like,
they look
is
juicy,
it-
man. They look
Oh yeah, let me show you.
pre-flower, says I seen me. See, I never really get to see that. Well, I've never really seen that on photo periods unless we've flipped them. Never had them come out like that. That's pretty pronounced.
no.
So here
But,
it is.
I feel like,
I just
We-
wanted to hear
we
it from
have a
someone
lot
else.
more photos to grow before we're comfortable saying,
Exactly.
I
I
feel
won't be
like we're
surprised.
still just beginning.
And that's a clone. So who
Yeah,
knows how
we have, no experience with clone.
does the DNA of the clone impact that that sort of whatever you want to call it? I think you get where I'm
Sure
going.
does look like
It's definitely
flowering.
yeah.
Shit.
Could it be a pre?
Well, I guess you'll have to come back and keep us apprised of the
yeah,
situation
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
What's in
You know,
there?
if he said it was a clone, I would just say if he hadn't said that, I would have said it was an auto and it was flowering.
Me too.
That's
That's
just
why
my 2 cents.
Yeah, that's my Professor Berry clone.
Yeah, because you can't, can you clone
That's the
autoflower?
one that gave
Oh.
me
No,
fucking
so,
fart, remember?
it's a clone.
and
Is it a
the
pheno-
Professor Berry come from Professor Know-It-All from
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
So that's been going around for a while.
Is it a phenotypical expression because of the things that have been done to it?
Who knows?
I mean,
I
don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
I have no idea.
showing
just
sex and it's ready.
spitballing here.
I feel more likely when you're growing out clones that they say they're more likely when you're growing clones. When a plant is real mature and ready to flower, it will push out pre-flowers like that. That's what I was thinking. That's why I asked how old it was. People are saying it's a good 4-week schedule for rotation. I don't know, man.
It's teenager.
If it flips, it ships. I like that.
I
name.
like
Ready
that.
for it's ready to reproduce. It's so
But you're definitely ready to harvest. Those
yeah, and
other-
I'm gonna put those. I was gonna put those 2 into veg for a little while, whole clones, and then put the flower. So we'll see if it flowers or not. We'll see.
I
This
look
is my
forward-
earth box though.
Oh, it's doing good for you.
Kicking ass.
Oh yeah. How
Sour
long,
diesel by ILGM.
how long's it been in there, Rowdy?
It's 5 days into flower. You always ask me the tough questions. I didn't look up.
Oh, no.
I'm just curious.
I think
how
I
long-
vegged it. I think I vegged it for 42 days.
That sounds about right because I remember seeing
It's
it.
in it's
Yeah.
in peat, so it took a little bit longer than cocoa. You know, it's in this earth box. It's full of peat, and you know how cocoa kicks ass.
We
But I
remember
do have some nice roots.
there was roots all over the top of your. Yep.
Yeah,
I still got them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I see him.
That plant looks really happy and healthy. So you're flowering it right there. Obviously, you're not going to slide that big pot around. 5 days in,
Well,
huh?
Yeah, 5 days in. Let's see if we got any sign yet.
What strain is that?
Sour Diesel by ILGM.
Okay.
Gifted to me by Love the Girl. Rest in peace.
Love to grow. Yeah, man. That's pretty cool. It's like commemorative grow. You call it like
It's got like the little tops for flowering. It just doesn't really have any other sign yet. So, and obviously I need to, I really need to train it. You don't understand, like, excuse me, it was half that size 2 days ago.
Oh wow, it's really got the stretch on.
Yeah, because I also watered down the tube for the first time I did it. It was too early, so I sucked it out with my shop vac.
The
And
bolt. I'm sorry. The
yeah,
bolt.
I just shop vac everything down the out of the tube, you know. So I emptied the reservoir, and then I just 3 days ago I watered down the tube for the second time and left it, and it took off.
I was gonna ask about that. When I saw that plant, you said this is the earth box, so I was like, I know he watered down the tube.
You got
Yeah.
you got
Yeah,
a bird in your garden, man.
I watered it a little bit too early, and then I was gun shy, and I watered it probably a little bit too late. But we're kicking ass now. I'm trying.
You got a bird in your garden, man.
That's not my bird. That's Seaper's
Oh, that's
bird.
me. I'm outside and sitting in the garage. Sorry.
That's cool. No, don't be
No,
sorry. I like to hear the
it.
birds
You were
chirping.
singing my song.
Yeah, man.
anyways, yeah, that's what I got going, and now I gotta
You're about to harvest,
plant
man.
them.
Trim gel
Yeah.
awaits you. Or do you have a trim bag?
Well, I gotta dry for like 10 days still, but I have a trim bowl
Trim
my
bowl.
brother got me for Christmas.
Okay.
Nice.
19-inch trim bowl that I don't use. Like, give you an example. So like everything like this and up,
Yep.
I trim by hand.
Okay.
Everything here and down, I trim bowl. Basically how it goes.
Okay.
Because this is looser and not as good, but
Right.
not as usually good. So I trim bowl that, and then I use the extra shit for washing hash. But then
Gotcha.
the best stuff I trim by hand.
Good deal, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
my
on
shit.
another successful harvest. It's nice to see them come down one after another. You always have some good shit going and interesting garden tours always at Rowdy's place.
And you got
Yeah,
variety.
this is doing clones and stuff really freaking adds a lot of stress to me, honestly. I don't know about you guys, but it adds a lot more to the game than just growing my seed and harvesting, you know?
Yeah, it adds a whole other element for sure.
Live and on stall while you do another run.
Yep. It's
It's
timing,
really
it's,
exciting.
and it takes a really good understanding of the plant and plant physiology to try to keep it healthy but slow and then have it take off when you want it to and all this other shit. So
Yeah,
get it.
It's like a
timing a lot.
dance.
It
But we
is.
got about 20 minutes left here. I want to make sure everybody gets a shot to show their gardens, Rowdy, and hopefully we'll get to see yours real soon. Them other plants put in that space and see these ones here hanging, or watch the earth box bloom out for you.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
We appreciate it, buddy.
Yes, we do.
Next up, I see it. Rowdy, or it looks like Ross Anante is getting ready to do a press. Nice. Hey, I seen I wanted to ask, maybe we can go like this for a second here. It looks like you're deep into veg, or you might be ready to flip those or something, huh?
Yeah, I flipped them. On the third day, I think, or maybe day 2 or day 3.
Okay.
Can't exactly remember. Although I don't even pay any attention to how long they go and things like when they're finished. Whether it's 10 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. I just go by the look. I don't necessarily go by the time. So I generally do make a post on Instagram or something like that on the day I flip. So I can always, if I need to, go back and calculate it if someone wants to know. But yeah, this is what was I on last week? So it's just the difference between last week and this week.
Yeah. You got a lot of variety in there too, don't you?
Yeah, I always like to grow a load of different stuff.
Hell yeah. I like that. So what are we looking at here?
Right. I'll start on this one here.
I don't mean to grill you. I'm just always curious, man. And I
That's
always
all right.
from week to week,
This is Aliens from Greenhouse Sea Company. And I might even be able to tell you what the course is if you're interested. Have a look at my big seed book.
Alien or GV? What was the cross on that? I can't think of it off the top.
Here you go.
Let me see. It is Alien Kush times Tahoe OG Kush.
Okay, that's the one we have. His is watermelon Skittles crossed with Velvet Moon. Okay.
Yeah, so I've got two of them. One's in a 1 gallon pot, and the other one is this one that's been stripped quite hard. It's in a 30 gallon next to a King's Tart, which is lemon kush cake cross Bubba Slush.
King's Tart. Yep. Okay.
Yep. And this one here is also, well, if I can,
There
it's
you
in
go.
I've got one in a pot and one in the fabric big pot, the 30-gallon. I like to see how they do in each sort of system as they go. And the next ones I'll show you will be the strawberry. That's Runts Cross anti-mold strain.
Anti-mold strain. I've never heard of the anti-mold strain. That's very self-explanatory, and I like it. Anti-mold strain.
Which is, I'm excited about this one. Got a very, very nice stem rub off these.
Look how big them fan leaves are. Holy
They're
shit.
huge.
It looks like a lily. That's like a lily pad
It's
over
gorgeous.
there, man.
When you get the true size of it, it's, you know, just the one of the blades is as wide as
Wow.
the full.
That is something, man, for sure. Hey, I wanted to say hello to the chat. I see our friend Professor Know-It-All. We was just looking at the Professor Berry, which came from him. And I wanted to say thanks to everybody. There's 60 people. They've been hanging out the whole time. They love the garden tours, and we appreciate the people up here doing the tours and letting us grill them and get all the details on their strains and whatnot. And I wanted to tell everybody before we sign off today, we're definitely going to get Seed Person 1 involved and get a glimpse at some of the clones here once we're done. Sorry, I seen you. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, right. This is a raspberry soul from Trichome Jungle. It actually has got an interesting stem rub on this one. But as I was going on about this strawberry is got me excited on the stem rub on this one. It's not often I get them where they're really stinky before they even show any flower, and that makes me excited. That does.
They'll be bolting soon and getting tall and filling that space up good and proper. You won't be able to see through there.
This is another raspberry soul from the Trichome Jungle, and this is another raspberry soul again.
Okay.
Like I say, one in the pot, one in the bed.
Nice.
Apart from the strawberries, they go in two in one pot, 2 girls, 1 pot.
Awesome.
That is nice.
I like the
It's beautiful.
space.
The green, the color, it's gorgeous.
I love the poster, the space, everything
Yeah,
you got going
The
on.
worm bin, I was talking over at Cocoa for Cannabis chat room about your worm bin.
The purple bin.
I referenced the show that you come on and wanted them to check it out because that's pretty cool. They were talking about worm castings and worm casting tea, and I was like, check this out.
Yeah,
That thing is like cool. It's
so
nice
it
and
looks
tight.
like a beehive from a distance.
It does look like
Yeah.
a
Yeah, that's just wow.
There it is.
Oh, thank you for showing that to us again. I'll be referencing this to chat with those people again.
But you know, you can get away with just doing it in a fabric pot, just the same as a plastic bin. The fabric pots will work just as well.
Oh yeah, you got it going on over there on the side with a couple I see some like cover crops in those 2 bins off to the side. Is that something that you're doing over there? Is just making compost? And
under that big tray, there's another big tray.
Okay.
And it's just full of what I'm gonna feed eventually, top dress to that. But I've just loaded it up with microgreens. So they're all going to sprout and fill that big tray, and I'll cut it up like a lasagna sections, and just lay it down on top, green down onto the soil with the root.
Yeah.
So it'll just feed the worms. That's what I like. You know, to keep everything healthy is I don't really concentrate on. You know, obviously when I flip, I'm going to throw some powdered bloom nutrients in.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, just to throw them, steer them, you know, like crop steering, I suppose. But generally, if I keep my worms happy, that's my main concentration on. You know, I keep the worms happy and everything, keep them fed. everything else
Yeah.
will just follow through.
The worm gut is an amazing place. That's for sure. I've learned that over the last couple of years, and it's cool to see that. And you have that right inside the room there happening in your bin. And yeah, we appreciate you sharing with us.
Yeah,
And sharing.
that's.
I like you said, it cuts up like lasagna. I could
I
picture
like-
that
yeah.
exactly. We're running short on time here. Is there anything else you wanted to go over with us, Iceni, before we check out?
No, just you know, I like taking part in the show. You're a nice friendly atmosphere, and I just thought I'd just come and give you a little update. And
Well, we
take
appreciate
part.
it. It's a lot of fun to see that. And now that you're started flower, I can't wait. Hopefully you'll keep us updated and we get to watch the bolt happen and see them develop and watch, what do they call that? The morphology. I like to see,
Yes.
because then you see different strains, you see how they get tall, they stay short, how the buds develop and different, you know, and you have a couple of the raspberries, I believe they were called there. And it'd be nice
Yeah.
to see how the different ones do. And, you know, it's always a curiosity of ours. So, yeah,
Well-
It's always it's a challenge when you've got so many different, you know, because they all want to grow at different heights, different rates. So whilst it's doing it stretchy thing, I'll be bending it over, you know, and just trying to maintain as
Yep.
level as I can.
Yep. Oh, look at Rocinante. Here comes the goo. Here comes the goo.
That's beautiful.
I see clones. I see goo. It's look.
But I wanted to invite you back Wednesday or Sunday and show us what these plants and this variety in your beautiful garden has done. I hope you do come back. It is always fun when you come around.
Look at that. I never get anything that looks like that ever.
No.
That's
Hey, what's up, guys?
It makes me want to break the press out again.
Yeah. You need a freeze dryer for that. All right, let's go get seed person up here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
I gotta
those
see it. I
clones.
gotta
That's
see it.
gonna be-
With a big filter sitting there beside the clones. How they doing, seed person?
I haven't seen any roots yet. And they're kind of, all the leaves are kind of
Starting to shit out on you a little bit.
a little bit. This one here, yeah.
Oh, that's the sand trap.
The other leaf looks good still. The upright one right here,
That's the control.
right?
It's doing okay, huh?
Yeah. And this one didn't get sprayed for one day. So
How's
that might
that one?
be why it's different. It's got this yellow,
Hmm.
Well, I'm still rooting
like
for
the
you.
humidity dropped on it. The rest of them were fine, but I forgot to put the bag on it when I was checking it. So for like a night, and then I came down in the morning and looked again and so oh shit.
Huh.
But
It's still cool to see, man. They're not done yet. They're not done
No.
yet. I think,
Yeah, even if things don't work out, this has been a fun experiment, and
I
for you
think
to
something's
share
gonna
it was
go.
awesome.
I think something's gonna take here. One of those.
Yeah, I'm still rooting for you in this whole thing.
Pun
Get
intended,
it? Yeah,
yeah.
pun intended. Yep.
She's rooting.
Because this has been fun.
I think it's awesome that you're willing to do that to check it out. Do you have any thoughts on why one might be doing better than the other, seed person?
well, I think the humidity coming from this soil and the sand, it's still got water. It's pretty heavy. This is, I don't know if that has a effect on it versus these little ones aren't, like I had to spray these.
Gotcha. So maybe the other ones are a little hypoxic or something. That sand
I
one.
don't know, something. It's
I
either
was worried
the
about that.
humidity in the air or because it's like, you know, filling the bags up, or these are drying out quicker.
Hmm.
And then this is like working like a little, it's like a, you know, the water in the soil is evaporating, getting trapped in the bag, and then the sand versus the little ones here. Like there's more humidity or moisture in
Right.
both of these.
I gotcha. Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know. just gonna let them do their thing. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is it still may happen. Who knows? It may just surprise you, and won't be the first time that the cannabis plant has surprised me.
I know. It's gonna
Oh, I
be.
already have ideas for another experiment.
like
I'm
Outside the
starting
box.
to get another idea going already based off of this one. So we'll see what happens.
Did
Yeah.
you hear about it?
I know. And somebody had mentioned before, it got me excited, was they were showing Ross and Ante, we lost that. It was pouring into a jar. Do you see that? I lost the feed there. Oh, it was poured into
Oh,
a jar.
yeah.
There it is. Somebody else had mentioned, Seed Person, about putting light underneath. Lighting it
Right.
up
So
for the upside. Look at all that. Holy
That looks
shit, man.
delicious.
How much did you put in there?
looks like honey,
I'm not sure. I just kind of filled up a bag a little bit.
sort of.
It's probably like 10, 15 grams of hash, something
Now,
like that.
that was done in a freeze dryer, right?
Yeah.
Boy, does that look good.
That is
Sorry,
nice.
I gotta.
That being squished right,
I know. You can just dab that right up, man. Shit, that's a hell of a press. It's got the gauge and everything. How much pounds was you using?
I try to keep it under 600 psi. I for some reason that just kind of changes things. High pressure seems to put too much into the rosin that you didn't want in there. So yeah, I would say like 600 is what I max out, and then I'll come back on a second press and just squeeze the crap out of it.
And what temperature?
I'm at 170 right now. Sorry, there's a lot going on at this point. There's a lot of timing for the pressing and getting this going, so I'm a little bit distracted. Also took a few dabs, so
No, you're
but
good.
yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Seed Person.
Hey, are
I
you
just,
going to press more right now?
No. That was it. This is just a second press of the same material,
So,
and then I'm done.
okay. The second press, what did you do? Refold it, or I'm a little bit lost? Or are you going to just do a higher temperature and higher pressure?
Basically, just more pressure. Yeah.
And so you'll have this as a separate jar. This won't be the same cut.
Tier. Yeah. So this would be what you would call just like the first press, I guess. And this is just, it's still just as good in my opinion. But sometimes when you put too much pressure on it, like I'm at 2200, that you're getting more out of it than you want. You're getting like the actual wax cuticle of the trichome shell, things that you don't want.
Oh, this is awesome, man, to be able to see that, because we have our press, but I always get a lot of blowouts and we get a lot of stuff. We don't have a freeze dryer, but we get a lot of contaminants in ours, and I think sometimes I'm just pressing too hard.
Yeah, and too fast. You want to have a heat up. You wouldn't want to know how long I just pressed.
I was
it's
wondering.
A lot longer.
It seemed like 10 minutes you had it heating it up for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had it heat up for 2 minutes. Well, actually, probably about 4 minutes, and then I put a little bit of pressure until I saw the edge start to become wet, and that took a while because of how much was in there, it seems. And I don't rush it. I kind of look for those signs because I've had blowouts, but you just want to kind of look for advice where you can. But someone told me that once, and it made my quality go up.
It sure seems like good quality what's coming out of there.
But basically, oh, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead. I want to see that, what you're doing.
So I would put the hash in here. I would fold over the edge, and I would see how there's a seam on this side and a seam on the other side. I would try to make them opposite of each other. And this is 25 micron.
Okay.
And you kind of fit it in there.
Oh, I love it.
but since there's no hash, it's kind of hard to get down in there correctly.
It's
But
got no
once you get it,
rigidity. Yeah, that's nice. Look at
I
that.
like it.
once you
Yes.
get it down in there, then you fold the other end over.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'll take a piece of the parchment paper and I'll put this into like kind of its own packet. So it'll be just sitting there, and then I'll fold the edges over. Sorry, this is really shitty, but this is just
No,
an
No,
example.
we can see great.
This is great. It gives us a good premise.
You know, because I'm going to reference this when we break the press out.
Yeah.
Here for
So
sharing.
basically what, oh, sorry. So basically what you have is now like it has a backing on it. And although it looks shitty like this, it won't be if you take your time. And then
Right.
that way, whenever you put it on there, and at this point you would put yet again another parchment on the press itself. And then you would seat this little packet in there, basically. And that makes it like the directional flow that I was showing you guys.
Right on. It pushes everything
Yeah.
this way, and
Nice.
that's sweet. And plus, like you said, that last piece is your like funnel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Yeah, that's a
That's
good
a
idea.
good not get the debris like we were getting. Maybe that was like
Yeah.
something, plus going too quickly, a little too much pressure. These are things that we're going to have to look out for when we break out the press. Someday soon, baby. I'm starting to get excited about that.
I always felt like if I let it heat up for too long, I might have been ruining it or cooking it off or something, you know?
Well, I'm at 170 degrees, and I've taken this material and put it at 170 degrees for 2 days, and then I put it in a cartridge into one of these cartridges, and it tastes great. So,
No
in
shit.
my
Awesome.
opinion, 170 for just a couple extra minutes for me, it's not going to change it too much, and I won't get blowouts, and I'll be able to go at a lower pressure. But that's just for me, and I may be doing it wrong. So.
No, it sounds legit. Hey, and you say you can pack that vape, you can take that with you or have it just handy while you're in the garden, and you don't have to roll up, and it's your stuff. It's not something that you bought at the store. I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, and it's really clean. There's nothing added to it, so I like that aspect. But yeah, get someone else on here. I've been I'm taking up enough time. Thanks again.
It's actually after 2, so we're going to wrap this up, and
Yeah.
we want to thank you again for coming on our show, and everyone that has showed up today and keep showing up every week. It's awesome to have you all. You're all like family.
We watch the gardens progress from very beginning to wherever, depending
Yeah.
on where people jump in. And it's nice that they come back and keep us updated and tell us, and they're patient with us asking over and over, what's these strains again?
Yeah.
How long they've been in flower again, and stuff like that. So yeah, and Ross Nate, it's been wonderful going over the garden, seeing the press. I wanted to say this is important, that I felt like maybe some of our guests might have felt rushed along and when we was doing this, and I want to apologize if that's so. I was just trying to make sure everybody got a chance to be able to share, and hopefully I didn't cut anyone off or not giving anyone enough time. And we would never want anyone to think that they were less than someone else's garden, because it's fun to see all this.
But we
I
like,
get caught
we like
up.
the variety.
I get caught
It's the
up.
spice of life. And we invite you back Wednesday. And if you can't make it Wednesday, come back next Sunday.
Yep.
And I wanted to remind everybody, I put the link in chat, swing on over and win yourself a light today. I'm Crispy Wannabe. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and always here at the Smart Poker YouTube channel. Grower love, everyone.
Yeah, I want to say thanks again to Ross Nate. I seen he's still here. I want to give you a chance to say goodbye. And I wanted to say for Seed Person, Chiba Man, LED Grower, who am I forgetting? Who am I missing? I don't want to forget.
I don't want to forget.
But I probably did. But you guys see how it goes. People come and go, come and go. Rowdy was here.
Yes.
Forget. Yes.
You all are very, very important, even in chat.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hours here.
And I feel bad. I didn't want to take too much of the time up, and Thanks again for having me on, and thanks again for everybody working with me. But yeah, I'm Ross Anante. You can find me at Coco for Cannabis. That's pretty much the only outreach that I have right now. But yeah, thanks again, and grow love, everybody.
Grow love.
And you're often here in the chat with us and hanging out.
That's
So
right.
if people had any questions, they could come by here and you'll have your wrench and they can check out anything, share links. And yeah, so Icena, you're up next. Do you want to tell people where they can and maybe where they can't find you?
Yeah, you can't find me. Even Chuck Norris will struggle, but yeah, but you can find me on Instagram in hard. There's not many Icenas, so yeah, that's about it really. Thanks for having me on.
Right on, Icena. We'll see you around as well. Chiba Man, everybody else that came on. Hopefully we didn't forget anybody. Thanks to you. And make sure you get over to Dr. MJ Coco's YouTube channel at 3:00 for the premiere of the FC 6500. And it will be a live giveaway after the premiere. And it's always a fun time. So we'll see you there. Grower love.